welfare. Another situation I think that really needs reform. As I was once again working in AmeriCorps, in the National School and Community Corps, which is now called EduWorks in Philadelphia. I worked at a school called Morrison Elementary, which is at 3rd and Duncannon. I worked there for 2 years, did 2 summer camps where I had my own kids, and also taught all the kids in school art, different classes, reading, and etc. So I got really close with a lot of the children. Why I bring it up in the welfare situation is I had a couple of students, and I had this one student that told me this something to me one day, and it really knocked me out my socks. Now, this was in the early 2000s. It is now 2019, and this is 2003, 2004. One day, I was giving the kids money. I had any kid that asked me for money while I was working at school, any little change in my pocket, I give them, here you go, here you go. I'm a sucker for kids. A kid could walk in here right now and ask me for money, and I'm gonna check my pocket. And if I got something, I'll give it to him. I'm a sucker for him. I'm a sucker for him. So, of course, I give them all my money. So one of my kids, they walk up to me, her name's Yesenia, and she's like, Mr. C, can I have some money? And I say, oh, Yesenia, I'm out of money. And she's like, well, why are you out of money, Mr. Carl? And I said, well, Yesenia, this job really doesn't pay me that much, and I've been giving away money all day, and I don't really have any more. And this girl is in the 3rd grade. She said to me, Mr. Carl, if you don't have any more money, why don't you just have more children? Because the city gives you more money for every kid you have. Now, this wonderful young lady in the 3rd grade, she actually had an aunt who was in the 2nd grade, who she used to look after all the time. Another sweetheart. These are my babies. But Yesenia had an aunt in the 2nd grade, and I went to that house. I met her parents, wonderful ladies. But the mother was having kids just like the daughter. And then when one of the kids, they tell me something like this in the 3rd grade, the 3rd grade. I know that we are incentivizing childbirth with the way that the structure is set up now, and I think we need to change it and put some limits on it. Now, we don't want to cut everybody off. We still want to take care of everybody. And as far as healthcare goes, no matter what change I make across the board, welfare, healthcare is taking care of everybody. I don't care if you have 1,000 kids. We'll take care of their healthcare. Now, the part that I'm going to change, because I want to drive people to have an incentive to be, I guess, more careful with themselves, so they don't have more kids than they can afford. You know what I mean? These are adults. If you're a parent, you have 1 or 2 kids, you should be mature enough to decide whether you should have more or less kids after that. So, what I'm going to do is by 2022, if you don't have more than 2 kids or are at least pregnant with another child by January 1st, 2022, all resources for kids under welfare, except for healthcare, we will cover all healthcare, will be not accepted. 2 kids, no more. So your WIC and your food, after 2 kids, you don't get more. Your HUD housing, you don't get lower rent. You don't get a bigger house because you keep having more kids. If you have 2 kids, you get the house you get for 2. You have 2 kids, you get the food you get for 2. You get the wearable money you get for 2. You don't get anything extra. Every kid, you don't get another $100 on the card. You don't get another, no, we're not doing that anymore. It's incentivizing childbirth. I've seen it hand in hand. This was 15 years ago when I saw that. And it's been something that I've noticed my whole life, but when I got that, it confirmed to me. Right there, listening to Miss Young Yesenia. How you doing, Yesenia, sweetie? Back in Philly, what's up? She's probably a grown young lady right now, But she told me that, and it really made me say, Carl, we have to fix welfare. So that's one of the things we're going to work on and get some changes to.